I like this. This is a fantastic way to start the show.
This G-Sound?
I believe it is G-Sound. Matter of fact, it is. Hey, and he brought a friend. PhotosByZo, GSoundBeatz. You're listening to a G-Sound exclusive. Wait a minute, hold on. Exclusive.
Come on with me.
I love the crap out of that, brother. PhotosByZo. There he is. All right. Well, welcome back to What the Frap. I'm your host, Jay Zilla, as usual. And to my left and in my left, we got none other than the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, record producer, audio engineer, G-Sound. What's happening? GSoundBeatz. I'm sorry, I gotta say the whole thing, man. GSoundBeatz. What's happening, man?
Man, nothing much, King Gang. Same old two-step. Glad to be here.
Love it. And with you got, man, the celebrity photographer, PhotosByZo. What's happening, man? Welcome to the show.
Man, appreciate you for having me, man. Appreciate you for having me.
Y'all just, you know what? I really feel like the older I get, let me get that out the way so I can see that lovely face of yours. So look, the older I get, I feel like I'm more and more impressed by just you youths. That's a hard word to say. Young folks, man.
Yeah,
just something about y'all exude it. Like, so either you are bothering people because they're not you, right? Or you're inspiring people. That seems like a lot of pressure. Is that okay?
It's one or the other.
Absolutely. What about you, Zoe? You feel like that's pressure? Like, man, dang, do I got to be on all the time? And can I just be me?
I feel like, hey, just be you.
And that's all you gotta do.
I should just be you. It should be nothing.
I love it, man. So, like I said, I'm gonna live vicariously through y'all. But first, let me start with my main man, GSoundBeatz, right there, man. We've known each other for a long time. Anytime I get around you, I just have to like laugh, right? Because like knowing you then and seeing you and what you're doing now, it's incredible. Even though you won't stay centered in your camera to save your frapping life.
We turned. We two turned.
He's literally turned. Like that's fantastic, man. So look, record producer, audio engineer. Talk to me. What is that? What do you do? Are you Kanye?
I make good music. That's all I do, man. Musician, you know how that go. But yeah, recording artists, producing artists' records, making the beats and the musical compositions behind those records. That's what I like to do. You know, mix and master is my audio engineering aspect. And just taking your record from, you know what I'm saying, nothing to song, putting that gold on it, putting that glitter on it, making it shine. So that's basically what I do, and I love what I do, so I do that day in and day out. So it really ain't really none, but his songs is getting to even be greater, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seen Kanye's story, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely an inspiration. You mentioned Kanye, that's a definite inspiration. But, you know, you gotta love what you do, man. And I just love making music, so there's all those titles in one, just making good music.
Love what you do. I like that. Somebody said, I don't know what famous old person said it. You know, it's funny for me to call anybody old at this point in my life. They said, if you do what you love, then you never work a day in your life. You know, and that's something like when I see fearless young people, right? I'm talking about really fearless, like, this is what I want to do. Y'all can laugh at me. You can say whatever. I'm doing it, you know, because it feels like you're like, you know, impenetrable, right? You're that what's that Marvel movie? In Eternal, right? You got your whole life ahead of you. So it allows you to be fearless and it allows y'all to do some really cool things, man. So celebrity photographer, PhotosByZo, talk to me a little bit about what you do.
Man, I work in the music industry, man, doing all that photography work, working for a lot of artists like Lil Baby, Future, 21 Savage, Lil Boosie, Zaytoven, Big Scar, anybody, man, Key Glock, you can name it.
That's fantastic. How did you get started in that?
With the industry or just photography?
Let's start with photography first and then move into how you got connected to the music industry. Because when I think of photography, I think of magazines and food vlogs or blogs or whatever, you know. I keep forgetting like all those iconic pictures, you know, taking of hip hop in this, you know, in the cradle,
Yeah.
all the way up to
Yeah.
now. Like that's really slept on. So how did you get into photography, and then how did you end up in the industry?
But when I first started photography, it was actually in high school, man. My 12th grade year, I was just fucking around with the phone and thought I was cold with the camera. So I actually just bought me a cameraman and started fucking around with that, taking pictures of you know, senior pictures, prom,
Okay.
you know, shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
But once I graduated, you know, I had to find a focus point, and that was the music.
That's incredible. And then you get into the industry how?
I forced my way into it. I had to force
Listen,
my way.
I'm gonna leave
into
people
it.
hanging. I'm gonna leave people hanging. I'm gonna switch back to G Sound, man. How did you start it? How did you first fall in love with doing music? You say do what you love. You love music. What captured you? And then how did you get into that specific genre of music? Or do you kind of just flip all around?
Just influences, but you know, obviously the church, being in church, you know, that's where you learn it. That's where you learn your musical, you know, saying theory from, basically. But then influences outside of that, like your older cousins, like my big sister, you know, I had an older sister. You know, she had a keyboard. That's how I picked up the keyboard. She never messed with it, so I started messing with it. But going through her CD book back in the day, you know, you start listening to stuff, you hear some. And then I already was messing with instruments, so I took to like how to get that behind the words, you know. So once I figured that out, I just started messing around with it, took to it. And you know, it turned the hobby into a career for real.
That is awesome, man. Listen,
But
you can't let him.
back to like I want to hear that story. If we can hear that story on the
I'm about to say, but
fourth
before we
way into
do,
the
look, I'm gonna
industry.
keep teasing people. See, this is called
Yeah, for sure.
retention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure,
Look,
for
I got
sure.
another show you've been on before, Urban Academia, and I swear everything Chulo Rich says, or everything I say, Chulo Rich turns into that. Just sound like Pippin to me. You know, so
Yeah,
I've learned kind of more about what that means, because you know I was straight laced, walking straight and narrow for a long time, right? Then I went really crooked, and then I feel like I'm back, you know, straight laced again, married with 4 kids, and
Mhm.
and a little older and a couple of strands of gray hair. But yeah, so the ideal of pimping it a little bit, right? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I feel funny even saying it. But literally, you know, I'm gonna drag that as long as I can. Is that fair
No
enough?
doubt.
But I'm
Nah.
gonna stay with you for a minute. You can't let PhotosByZo over there rapping give this list of people, man, 21, Lil Baby, without shouting out some of your bigger audio, I guess, artists.
Man, Zoe is the best of the best at what he do, most definitely. I got a list of some credits that I've been working on myself, a plethora of independent mid-majors, but I don't want to leave none of them out for real. So I always start with the home team. We got Bad Gang, Coop going crazy. We got independent drama going crazy. Yeah, I know all the artists I already work with. We just released some with Boosie. Got some with Pee Wee Longway. I got some other names, but I ain't heard the record myself. There's one more name, it's a big name, it's a girl, but I ain't heard the record, so I ain't gonna say too much. You know, we gonna keep it pippin', you know. But there's a plethora of artists. Rich Homie Quan, song called I Did. We got Gorilla Zoe on the track, Wild Bag, Bun B, if y'all familiar. That show my age a little bit. You dig what I'm saying? Lil Mob
Show his
Music,
age. I'm so
Lil
mad that you
Trill,
said
y'all.
that. I am
Yeah,
so
look,
mad at you for saying that. Showing your age? What do you think I feel?
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
You
I've
say
been doing
Bun
this a
B, it's like,
long
man, I used to
time.
babysit Bun. You know, no, I mean, I'm not that old, but that's what it feels like.
For
Now, one of
real.
those people you
I've been doing
mentioned
this a
was
long time.
Bad Gang Coop, right? I said that
Bad
right?
Gang Coop. Yeah, that's one of the up and coming
Young
rising
nigga heavy
stars.
shit. All of my niggas, they with me, they whacking shit, ratchet, bitch. I fell in love with that trapping shit, stacking it, rapping it, packing it, sacking it, bagging it, bagging it. Tryna dance in that pack, I'ma run off. You with it, I'm with it, I get your ass knocked off. Get them demons, I'm shopping it. Drop the ice in the pot, be locking it. Get them demons, I'm shopping it. Drop the ice in the bottle.
Yeah. If you want more, go check that out. Your daggum
Bad Gang
self. See,
Coop.
that's how the country come out. You hear me, PhotosByZo?
Yes,
You hear the
sir.
country jump up out of me?
Yeah,
He don't know
I'm
I'm
in New
from the
Mexico,
country.
but my heart is still in Tennessee.
But yeah, and there's a plethora of artists that I'm working with now and in the mix with now, and really just more so producers, you know, locking in with other producers and building relationships to build sounds and stretch my my network further into the industry. But along with that, building with an independent guy like Bad Gang Coon is a producer's way to really build a sound and create a sound and, establish your mark for real, And then you can still branch out and still do your own thing. But I'm just coming in with my own way, my own sound, my own team. Shout out to guys like PhotosByZo. He played a pivotal part in helping me play some of these records. You did what I'm saying. Teamwork make the dream work. You feel me?
For sure.
Man, if anybody saw that Kanye West doc, that is absolutely true. Nobody gets anywhere without somebody else. It's just one of those things that just are, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Zoe? I don't want to be talking about it.
I haven't checked it out yet.
But you know enough about Kanye to know, like, the idea that before he had any sort of deal in place, before he had any plaques or anything, he's rapping about the plaques that he got and the private jets and all this stuff, right? He's got one song I caught on to. I couldn't tell you the song, but he's basically describing his ideal girl in the video, and he's literally describing Kim Kardashian, like current Kim,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not current Kim, but like that type. Like he's just so raw and so honest, and he's so genuine. I think good, bad, or ugly. I think that's really how you capture people.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, either one of y'all, I'm gonna leave PhotosByZo alone for a little bit because I told you I'm gonna pimp this thing. I'm gonna stretch that until I can't stand it anymore, right? But G, you talk about having the team, right? Starting with the home team and kind of stretching yourself out there. What is it about someone that you feel like when you meet or work with that, okay, this is someone I want to keep in the circle?
Man, just work ethic. Really pushing your own issue. Not depending on nobody else for real. As long as I see that, I can't want it more than you want it for yourself for real. So as long as I see that work ethic, a purpose, authentic, as long as it's authentic too, I don't gonna stand behind anything or work with anything that's not really just true to what it's supposed to be or what it is or what it claimed to be. So as long as I see those couple factors, we can work with everything else. We can work with the music, we can create the sound, we can work with everything else. But it's those intangibles, understanding, the willingness to learn. Even at this point in my journey, I'm still learning and still tweaking and redefining and refining skills and ways to do different things. You know what I'm saying? So that part. And yeah,
I like how that's a good punctuation. That part.
That part. Yeah.
Right.
No
All
pun
right,
intended.
I thought I could pimp this thing, man. I thought I could stretch it out. I can't take it anymore, man. Please.
We got to know.
We got to know, man. PhotosByZo. The floor is yours. Matter of fact, don't move. Hold on. Let's give him the proper placement right there. Go ahead.
What y'all want me to spit out, man?
How you forced your way in the game?
I love he forgot the question. That's great. I hope the audience did too. This is where you can find this dude, by the way.
Well, I'm gonna say about this. My way was definitely.
I know the story.
I wanted to be the best photographer, especially in what I do. So even before I even went to Atlanta, I had to dominate Nashville. So by doing that, I had to work with all the top people, all the people that's actually got motion, all the people that's actually doing something. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm trying to go. Because say if I go to a different state or something, and I'm working with, for example.
Look, let me filibust for you. Because G, I don't know if you caught on to that, but he's doing to me what I was trying to do to him. Now, we want to know how you force yourself into this game. That's right. That's right. This ain't CBS, man. Here at What the Frap Podcast, we get right down to it. Don't be afraid. We all family here. How did you force yourself in there? How did you take over Nashville, a major city?
Man, be honest with you, bro. Just have to do extra. To be honest with you, you just gotta do extra. You gotta have a type of.
He's not gonna give us anything specific.
Listen, because it's more of a mental thing, bro. Yeah, I mean, you can have the physical, like, you know, taking pictures and stuff like that, but are you consistent? You feel me? How are you? Are you making relationships? You know what I'm saying? Are you networking? Are you moving around? Is your face card good? You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. But when I say mentally, like, you know, are you ready for it? Like, it's not no thing that's gonna come overnight. You know what I'm saying? You have to work for it. But the way I did it, I'm telling you, working. Just hear me out. Just working, bro. Just keep working. That's all I can really say.
Okay. So I'm getting you out of here, right? Get that off the screen. Flip him over. G, give us a story, bro. He knows
working hard. You can come working hard, but to elaborate on, you know what I'm saying, networking, you just gotta, like, having a good face card, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying, personal, a people person almost. Even like me, I'm what you call introvert. I don't even know if that's what you really want to call it. I'm a people person, but I like to get in my mode and do what I do, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then go ahead and give it out. But I understand that sometimes I gotta go in these people's faces and shake hands and, you know, be him. You feel what I'm saying? So it comes with other things that you gotta do that's extra as far as that work, the intangibles that I riddled off earlier. You know what I'm saying? Doing those, but just doing it with everybody you meet, the right people. You know what I'm saying? I work with everybody, but you gotta go build those relationships with the right people. And like what I said, man, you just gotta know Zo. Zo just one of the people. When I ran into Zo, it was just like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I just was doing my due diligence and what I'm supposed to be doing, and Zo was doing his due diligence and what he was supposed to be doing, and we just, you know what I'm saying, made it work like that, put it together. And Zo, you know what I'm saying, became a good friend, family friend, know my family, everything, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to tell people too, like, if you stay in your purpose, you're going to meet the people you need to meet that's on your team. Your team going to come together. You feel what I'm saying? But it's those intangibles, you know. And that's really just forcing your hand. We went to Atlanta and we forced our hand. You know what I'm saying? We went to the studios. We put in the work. You know what I'm saying? But we actually went to them
less than 24 hours, man.
Less than 24 hours. Came back with some crazy stuff. Some, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it worked. So, you know, that's less than 24, 48 hours. You gotta imagine, you know what I'm saying, being locked in these spaces, you know what I'm saying? But that's the things it's taking for you to make it, for you to get yourself in that position. You really gotta put yourself in position. It's just like a basketball game. Like, you can go out there and you can play the team ball, or you can put yourself in position. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in that space to take the big shot. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself when the ball come to you. Go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Force your hand. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. No matter who it is, if it's Michael Jordan, you go hard at him like that. If it's that thing Buddy across the way, you go hard at him like that too. You know.
I love it. I love it. And at GSound is where at GSoundBeatz, right there on the screen is where you can find that guy, that fella. Listen, man, I want to make sure I got this right. All right, you said if you stay in your purpose, you'll meet who you need to meet.
Definitely.
Boom. So that's incredible, man. That is incredible. So it really comes back down to man, I'm trying to like encapsulate what both of y'all said. And thank y'all very much for sharing that, because people need to hear more like that, right? If you stay in your purpose, you'll meet who you need to meet. So for me, listen to y'all's work ethic, right? The effort you put in. G says that he's an introvert, but when it's time to turn on, he's got to turn into PhotosByZo, right? Who definitely is an extrovert, man. It'll flash the pearlies at you. Back in the day, you used to call it a wink and a smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, $1 billion deals were made like that. You know what I mean? A wink and a smile. But that's something I try to tell. You know, I got a 17-year-old daughter, a 13-year-old daughter, 5 and 2-year-old boys. And that's something I'm trying to implement in them. and it's been so fun watching like how different they are. Like 2 of my kids are very much introverted, right? And so you kind of have to push them a little bit to put themselves out there. You're afraid of talking to people? That means you need to talk to everybody you come across. That's the only way out. That's the only way out. Standing up against the dragon, right? Facing your fears. And then the other 2 are some knuckleheads that I got to put a lasso around and pull them back. Because they walk in thinking they own everything. You know, and so trying to get both of them to achieve some sort of equilibrium, right? Right. I want you to be fearless. I want you to get out there. Then I want you to know how to hang back and just listen and observe, right? But I know introvert, extrovert, I feel like I'm both. They call it, I think it's ambiverts. I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. But where you're a little bit of both. Like when I feel like I'm almost bipolar in that. When I feel like I don't want to be bothered, I can be by myself in a small room and get a lot of work done. But then there's other times where like I need to be in the middle of New York on New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how do y'all know when to push forward and when to pull back? Is it just experience? Do you just gotta fall a couple of times? Like, who want to take this question? How do you know when to talk and when to listen?
Man, I just gotta say, like, it just gotta be your personality. Like when I say that about Zoe, like Zoe's genuine personality. You dig what I'm saying? Like my personality, I'm kind of more, I just be cool, you know what I'm saying? Cooling. But, you know, sometimes I gotta assert myself more. You dig what I'm saying? But it's like, it just really depends on what you want for real. Closed mouth, like if you watch the Kanye documentary, that closed mouth don't get fed. If he sat there and waited out in that room with Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Then he played cool. It might take another 3 weeks, another month or 2 before he get a position to try to push his play. But in that moment, he spoke up and he was like, listen to this on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a matter of will and desire really at that moment. You feel me? When to speak up or when not to. Or, you know, that's really what it comes down to. In the heat of the moment, I can't just tell you nothing good. You know what I'm saying? I can't in the heat of the moment when you there and you see somebody that's like, it could be influence, like a major idol to you. You know what I'm saying? Or just a major influence to you. You got to know, you know what I'm saying? You got to go ahead and hop in position to play that role, to play your role, or it's going to pass you by. You know what I'm saying?
Man, when you talk about like a legend like Kanye, before he had anything, he's got a line in the song that says, always had a passion for flashing. Before I had it, I closed my eyes and imagined the good life.
Most
he
definitely.
meant that. He's making a documentary on himself while he's begging people to listen to a little song called All Falls Down.
That line right there is so powerful in itself. That's a whole nother level to what be going on when we in these spaces. You see what I'm saying? Like, we spoke this 24 hours before we went down. You see what I'm saying? PhotosByZo, I got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? I got screenshot. PhotosByZo hit me, boom. Watch how easy this is. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Basically, a trip down, we speaking everything into existence. What's finna go on? You know what I'm saying? That you got to have that belief. You got to see that before you achieve that. You got to feel that. You got to get on that energy. You know what I'm saying? You got to get on that level with it so you can receive it. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's on that. There's a real powerful line for real, bro. It's just like, that's exactly what you got to do to get on that frequency. That's that tangible. You got to be tapped in with.
So you're talking frequencies and energy. I love that. And when you said that, I felt like we was in church for half a second. Because PhotosByZo perked up. You see him goes like, hey, yeah. Something hit you there. Talk to me about that moment right there, Zoe.
I can't make it up.
No, it's true though. You definitely gotta come in with confidence. That's the number one key too. You know, when you already have like doubt in your mind, you already lost halfway. You know what I mean? So
like when you try to holler at a young lady, right? And she can smell the fear on you. Right? You try to holler at a girl, she can smell the fear on you. That can go one of two ways. Either she gonna think you're lame and you're gonna get turned down before you even get in her space. Or she's like, oh, this is a mark. I can take advantage of this. Right? Which I've been both in my times. So like,
what your man say is
I'm speaking from experience, man.
It's all
pimping. What you say, G?
It's all pimping.
It's all pimping. See, you sound like Rich now, man. Come on now. You gotta leave that to my co-host.
We're gonna leave that to the cuz. Yeah, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, man. Listen, talk to me a little bit about this, G, because I listened to some of your beats that you sent me before. I've seen some of the work that you did with some of your artists like Bad Gang Coon and this True Sound beat that you had that we opened the show with. But this is my favorite beat. And I'm gonna show the actual video to this because man, I think this right here just shows like, man, he is really having a good time in here, man. Let's check this out.
Yeah, check it out.
Like if I could freestyle, I'll be freestyling right now.
Hey,
All right. I gotta stop. I'll be on that all night.
But see, that was a live stream called Periscope back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember Periscope.
Yeah, it came in left quick, didn't it?
But I took full advantage of Periscope. Y'all seen all them hearts going on that thing, boy? Yeah, the shotties was on there and everything. Yeah, that's why I had my shirt off. I was in this thing. Yeah.
Hey, little small, what do you look? I was like, man, I gotta do some push-ups. I gotta do some push-ups, some sit-ups, and cut these carbs out, man. I can't be around here bobbing like that.
Was years ago.
Yeah, you ain't had no hair.
Yeah, I
right.
can't do that no more. I need to get back on that.
You get on that Alabama heat and see if you don't change your mind. But PhotosByZo, how are you setting yourself apart from all these people? Because when I think of photographers, I think like that's almost like a cheating game, right? You get this really nice camera, you press the button one time, and you get 1,000 photos, right? And then you're looking through them. How do you know the photo, the one, right, when you see it? And how do you set yourself apart from other photographers?
Well, I answer the first one. I know the photo was something when I like capturing moments is like a big thing for me. Instead of just taking pictures, I like capturing moments. But what sets me apart, one is my style, for sure. I got a distinguished style. It's more of a like dark, retro urban look. And then what sets me apart secondly is I guess I think my relationships with the people I work with, I'm more in like the VIP lifestyle when I'm with them, like I'm not an outsider. I'm not the person that's spectating, I'm the person they call up, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting called by a lot of celebrities, a lot of the artists you guys listen to. Where you at, Zoe? You in the city? I get shit like that. So,
jeez, man. See, that's something.
And hey, I'm Zaytoven's photographer. Shit.
No cap.
I'm always in the...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, G, I can ask you the same question. Because I know back in the day, you hear that Jesse Fizzle or, like we all know what these different types of sound like, right? How do you set yourself apart from all of this music, right? What is it about your chords and your bass lines and all that really makes you, like when you hear that beat, you're like, oh, that's G sound right there, right? How do you set yourself apart?
Really just my chord progressions for real. My chord progressions, how I dance on the melodies for real. You be able to tell it's me. My drums, and then now that's why I always call it G sound the new sound, because I'm always flipping. I'm in this genre, I'm on that genre, you know what I'm saying? But now I got a new spin to my old, I guess you would call it algorithm, to how I put my beats together. I always get new sounds. So like right now I got a whole new spin to it. Y'all just gotta wait till this new music come out to hear it. But yeah, I know in my position right now is not hard to, find the sound and stay distinguished, but there's a fine line between putting it out in certain ways, because the way the industry is with producers and engineers, like people try to pick up on your drip, and spin it their way and use it in their algorithm
Mm-hmm.
or however they make beats before you can. You see what I'm saying? So you always gotta just be yourself. And that's one thing, I don't really listen to too much of what's really going on. I listen to enough to stay hip, but it's like I always just listen to what I'm working on, so I don't end up taking nothing or hearing something and subconsciously sounding like somebody else. You feel me? So
I heard
really
somebody
just,
else say that.
What's up?
No, my bad. I heard somebody else say that how they don't. I feel like it was maybe Quentin Tarantino who's like, I don't watch a lot of other people's movies, right? Because he doesn't want that to influence what he does. You know, but you know, Quentin Tarantino is one of these directors that he said from the very beginning, I'm gonna write 10 movies and then I'm out for two reasons. One, he would not be bullied and pressured by Hollywood to just keep throwing stuff out there, right? To try to turn a quick buck. You see a lot of people, they got all kinds of credits, but like maybe a third of it is actually good. So he, you know, to keep the quality. And then he said, once I finish my 10th film, which he's coming up on that, he's like, after that, I'm gonna quit because nobody past a certain point in Hollywood gets better at that point. Right? So he's really big on, you know, putting stuff out. But one of the things he talked about was being able to make sure that, to accept that people try to bite his style and his stuff. He created a whole movie genre, right? And his thing was like, good, I want y'all to get out there and try to do what I do because nobody can do what I do but me. And it's just gonna, and now all you doing is fodder for me, right? And they're gonna look at your crap, right? They're gonna look at your stuff and then look at mine and be like, oh, his is the real deal. So he like,
I'm
really
gonna say this.
That's usually what happens.
When I'm out there, when I'm out working, like I just don't work with one artist. You know, I'm out here working with at least 4 to 6 artists a day. You know, so you can see me with probably Lil Key, Moneybag Yo, goddamn Lil Baby, Zaytoven, all in the same day. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing about me. And this, oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this what I'm saying. Listen though, about all them pictures you just showed, I took them all the same day. You know what I'm saying?
That's
that's just for example. You know what I'm saying? That's just a quick example. I just post them, you feel me? You know, a day after, but
you don't take no 100 shots either though.
No.
When you talk about moments, man, it's like if you watch shoot somebody, bro, it's almost like watching sports or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna catch that shot. It's almost like watching that, you know what I'm saying? That hey, you know what I'm saying? I done seen it plenty of times. He'll line it up. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Just watching. The man might do something like, it's a Zaytoven picture on there, so crazy, you know. Boom, he catch that mud right on the
yo, down with the umbrella.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's moments for real, you know what I'm saying? They trying to be crazy. Yeah, it's for real.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so as our co-host will say over at the other show, Urban Academia, man, it's all pimping, right? When you go into a dealership, they're not telling you, hey man, this thing is, I mean, they may say, give you some stats, right? It goes this fast, this quickly, right? It has this kind of gas mileage, but when they're actually trying to sell a vehicle to you, they sell the dream, the lifestyle, right? They sell the moments. You got 4 kids. Like, if someone talks to me with, you know, liters and horsepower and all that, and, you know, you've lost me, right? But if you come at me with like, hey, sir, I see the wedding ring there. You married? You have any kids? Yes, sir, I got 4. All right, boys, girls, 2 boys, 2 girls. Man, I can see y'all in this. Approaching a beach in San Diego. Look at all this leg space for you, big fella. Look at this screens for the kids. Man. You know what I mean? They're selling these moments. And that's what you're doing with the Jordan shot, the final shot, game 6, that Utah, right? The umbrella shot that you're talking about with PhotosByZo. Like, I like that idea, man. You're selling moments, experiences. It makes you want to be like, man, I got to get out there in Atlanta. All in one day, Zoe? That's crazy. It's incredible.
All in one day.
How did you end up there?
Just going back in.
Wait, I just want to soak in that for a minute. I asked my man how to get there. He just, I feel like that was a whole movie reel.
It went from days to sleeping in the car to got names.
Come on now.
going up. Just trust
For
me.
real.
It came
Yeah,
from the
take
bottom.
this trip.
Trust me.
But that's what people need to hear. So
And I
that's
ain't
one
know a
of my-
soul neither. I ain't know a soul when I first went to Atlanta. You know, so I'm very, very plugged in now. But I ain't know a soul. I ain't know nobody. So
I love that, man. Look, shout out to Jubilee and Just Cause and all those papers. You know, who that out there. Like, I literally went to go visit my cousin in Atlanta. She stays just outside of Atlanta. And my boy Jupe hits me. I was like, "Hey man, let me help you drive down there." And I'm like, "For what?" You know, my sister's like, "Man, don't go down there. That's crazy." I was like, "What?" And like just my sister saying that, I was like, "Come on, Jupe, let's go." Ain't nobody gonna tell us that, gummit, right? And so I go down there with my youngest sister, Jazz, and then with Jupe, right? We split the driving and all that stuff. We get down there, he just wanders in downtown Atlanta. No plans, nobody knows he's coming, but he's there, he's in the city, he takes the rental and just wanders in the city. And when he gets back within like less than 48 hours, man, it's just amazing what he was able to capture. And then him saying like, "Man, I needed this." He said, "Man, I'm about to go to Detroit next." I'm like, "Look at you."
hey,
And then see that spark in him made me want to do something like, "Man, shoot, I gotta do something now."
Man,
Yeah,
for
man.
real.
That is incredible. So kids who want to get started in engineering or photography, whichever one of y'all want to go first. I gotta start kicking it to people. All right, let's go GSound. If I want to start, I'm a kid, I want to get started in musical engineering and being a producer. What are you telling me to do?
Man, pick your favorite instrument and start learning it.
Ooh, that's good.
Pick your favorite instrument, start learning it. You know what I'm saying? If you got access to a computer or whatever, I'll give you some softwares or whatever, tell you what to download, get you started. YouTube. But really, you got to get in and get your hands on it. So if you got access to be able to get the equipment, not even, it don't take much, just a laptop. There's kids that send me stuff on the phone. You just got to get in and get started learning. You know what I'm saying? Find you somebody, find your mentor, holler at me or holler at somebody, you know, that's doing that can show you. You know what I'm saying? Real ones that take time out for the kids, you know. And I've been seeing a lot of things going on, a lot of programs, musical schools opening up around cities, you know what I'm saying, arts type schools. I think, is it Mount Pleasant actually got a recording studio set up in their high school now. You see what I'm saying? So it's schools that's doing that. I think Pearl Cone had a whole studio set up, and their studio was nice. You feel me? I went down and spoke to kids there some years back. But it's like, just find your outlet. There's plenty of them, you know. If you in church, go back to the sound room. Actually get started in the sound room. Just learn the basics of recording. You feel me? But that's really it for real. But they got so much access to stuff now. The internet. My little girl, she's into editing videos and all type of stuff, and she just YouTube it out.
Hey, you tell her to call me. Like, I need some help there, yo.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get my 13-year-old to help me with some graphics.
But yeah, just practice, keep practicing, learn you a musical instrument, your favorite one. Cause it's really, we in the music business, so you gotta know you some music. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to finesse around it nowadays, but if you want longevity, if you want to do it for real, learn you some music. But yeah.
Amazing, man. At GSoundBeatz is where you can find them on IG and Facebook, correct?
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
Use what you got too. If you're a kid, I know I was rambling, but use what you got. I'm thinking back when I was a kid getting started, I used everything I had, old tape machines, rigged them together to record. You know what I'm saying? Just use what you got. You just gotta get started.
I don't know about you, Zoe, but it sounds like he cost his parents a lot of money. Like, what you take my VCR bar for, man?
Hey, you done with these speakers? You done with these speakers?
Right.
You gonna use these? Where my record? You gonna use these records? You ain't supposed to scratch on them. You crazy.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Kids need to hear that.
Tape, I recorded rap all on the church tape.
Not on the church tape, G. Come on.
The whole AAU basketball team, we on there freestyling.
On the church tape.
On the church tape, man. We need some real, man.
And look, Kanye West is in Rockefeller Records offices, front offices, right? Going room to room, to anybody that would give him 30 seconds trying to push All Falls Down. He goes from that to selling over 4 million copies of College Dropout. So let that be a lesson to y'all. And you kids who may be listening to this, man, that is key. I had a cousin who was just looked at as destructive. And he literally would take apart like PlayStations and VCRs. Hold on. Let me talk to the audience real quick. A VCR was what we had before the internet, all right? It was this giant briefcase-looking box that had one slot with this giant brick that you put in, and that's how we would watch movies and TV shows. There you go. There's your throwback for the day. But yeah, he would take all that stuff apart and then put it back together. Now, it may not work, but if somebody would have noticed that for what it was, he'd be an electric engineer, right? Instead of a felon. You know what I mean? So they just label him as bad and destructive and, man, get away from my stuff, right? And then that just kept on going till we found a group that accepted him for who he was. And man, my man could start any car in this side of the Mississippi. You know what I mean? So he still had to follow his passions. He still utilized them, but he did it for wrong, and it landed him in a not so good place. So PhotosByZo, kid is, snapping pictures and, being pesky to people. How you telling them to get started?
He said being pesky. Definitely find what you're good at or find what you like. Not only not what you're good at, but definitely find what you like and what you love or what you have a passion for. Then, if you're not good, that's why you practice. You can always get good, you can always get great. Just got to practice. But then after you do that, find you a style. Get you a style that's nice, compliments you, and separates you. After that, build your portfolio. Start working around. Even at the beginning, you might have to do work for free. You gotta build your resume. But yeah, pretty much like that.
Yeah, I love that. So it comes back to get yourself surrounded with people who match your hustle. Like G says, he kind of sits back and watches, and they got to put effort into their own thing first. And once they prove that, man, like that's when you draw people in. They want to be involved. They want to help out. Like, hey, man, I usually charge people, 2 stacks for this, but look, I'm gonna exchange this information for you because I feel like this is a piece that you're missing, and I'm gonna feed off your energy and learn from you as well. And look, that's a wink and a smile for you two, man, because look, y'all gotta come back, man. There's not enough time. We still got stuff to discuss.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely. So last thing I try to ask all my guests, I'll start with you, Mr. GSoundBeatz. If you're a car personified, right? Any car, make, model, year, whatever. What car out there or truck or whatever best describes your personality and why?
Man, who just pulled up in that new Ferrari, that new crazy Ferrari?
That's you? What?
Man, come on. Hey, what y'all
man.
Hey, really, it gotta be one of them Transformers. I'm one of them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh,
man, I feel like a Ferrari would be aggressive. Like that's because Ferrari be red. Like that's
you
what
seen that new thing. I'm gonna have to show you.
But he said that describes you.
Describe me, that's me.
Yeah.
That's what he said. But look, he went intergalactic.
Prius.
Your boy said he said Prius. Get out of here, man. Look, get him off the screen. Not the Prius, get him off the screen. But no, I like that, man. He went intergalactic. He put a lot of pressure on you, Zoe. This man said, I want to say Ferrari, but man, really, I'm a Transformer.
Man, call me the DeLorean. If we going that right, I'm the DeLorean.
Listen, I'm gonna stay realistic with you. So when you ask me, I'm gonna stay realistic.
Come on, what you is?
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me say one thing. Because I done seen some dump truck Transformers, some garbage cans. Are you hearing me? Yeah. So you need to be more specific. That's all I'm saying.
The Ferrari Bumblebee.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
But I'm saying he can go from a Rolls Royce on the red carpet, and then if he needs to, he can switch into a bulldozer or a dump truck and get some real work done.
If we being realistic, I'll just be the DeLorean.
Little you know, he pulling up to the red carpet in the dump truck.
Not the dump
Come
truck.
on,
No,
hey.
the Rolls Royce. I'm saying he's no matter what situation. This is the introvert we're talking about. Remember, I'm an
Now,
introvert,
now that makes sense.
right?
Okay,
I'm
I
an
got
introvert, but if I need to be, I'll be an extrovert. If it's gonna push me and push
Hey, hold
everybody around me,
Oh,
right?
my bad.
Right. Rising tides lift
Well,
all ships.
okay, that's cool. He picked that. Okay, bet.
I'm trying to hear you.
All right, Zo, no pressure.
No pressure at all. If that's the case, if I pick two, I'm an Aston Martin, and I'm a fire truck.
You said pick two.
If I had to pick two, I'm an Aston Martin, and I'm a fire truck.
Oh man.
And a fire truck in the Aston Martin.
Yeah, because you can count on me. And then you feel me, Aston Martin, I'm a loner. You know what I'm saying? But you feel me, this loner costs. You know what I mean? This loner gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? This loner is nice.
And that's the
You
fire
know
You
truck.
see what I'm saying, man?
Oh, the fire truck, I'm coming to the rescue, man. That you can count
I love
on
it.
me.
You see what I'm saying,
I
man?
saves people, man. And you can count on me, bro. I done made many artists go up, bro. I done made many people go up. You can count on me, man. Man, let me
man.
Come on,
when we
man.
get to working, I guarantee you got to go up.
You got to go up.
You got to
Okay,
go
I
up.
got to work with
Come on.
PhotosByZo. I got to work with GSoundBeatz. I've
That
got to
shit
get
hilarious.
tapped into this youth, man. That gummit, right?
Most definitely.
But I
Most
love that, man.
definitely.
The fire
Trust
truck,
the
like,
youth.
because the fire truck used the wrong way, I can run down a bunch of people and create a lot of problems. Or
man.
I can put out a fire, right? But I also got an axe if you need to burst in the door. I got the jaws of left.
I'm coming to the rescue. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it, man. All right, so we'll start with PhotosByZo before we let them go. Any last minute shout outs or anything? What are you working on? What are you promoting? Go.
Man, I want to shout everyone, you feel me, who support me, who been with me from day one, you feel me. But what else you say?
Any
After that-
promotions, shout outs,
Oh,
just
okay.
anything. This is your time.
Shoot, we having a good year 2022. We got a lot to come, a lot of new artists to work with, a lot of new adventures, concerts, tours. It's a lot coming. You know, stay tuned. Make sure you go follow me on IG. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, PhotosByZo. Hey, rock with your boy. Spread the word. Make sure you book you a shoot if you ever need some work. All right.
I love it. I love it, man. Thank you so much for joining me. GSoundBeatz, same thing. Any promos, anything coming up?
Man, Trenches King 3 on the way. That's Bad Gang Coon on the way. That's coming real soon. Y'all look out for that, man. Y'all check out that Pee Wee Long Way, that pull up. Check out that Boosie. My eyes hurt, my soul bleeding. Yeah, shout out to the home team. Shout out everybody. It's all love. Love conquers all, man. And you know, shout out to my people, man. Shout out to Urban Arcadia. Shout out to Jeremy. You feel me?
Hey,
You feel
hey.
me?
See, look.
For allowing us to kick game with you today. Shout out my partner PhotosByZo for pulling up with me. You feel me?
Sir.
Y'all make sure y'all tap in. I can't make this up. I can't foul cap. Hey, you work with my boy, you're going up. Let's get it. You feel what I'm saying? Follow
love
this too.
Let's get it.
Tap in, get in where you fit in.
I love it. I love it. Look, I'm gonna have to do something, man. I gotta get my piggy bank together, man. Give me some photos by Zoe, and you know, get a beat or two by GSoundBeatz, man. So, What the Frap
Okay.
podcast, Urban Academia podcast is out there. Let's Talk with Gels and Dean. We got some more stuff coming. Some more family friendly projects coming down the line. But hey, fellas, thank you so much, man. Look, I was expecting one great guy and got two. You got to come back. That's all it is.
Hey, most def.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, fellas.
Yes, sir, Steve.